What's up YouTube, and welcome back to another video. For today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys my final thoughts on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019. There's been some mixed feelings for this game all around, and I just want you guys to know that this video is solely based off of my opinion. I'm curious to know what you guys think. If you agree or disagree with me, just leave any feedback in the comment section down below. I'm going to be going over the pros, cons, and what they could have done better as concisely as I can so I don't drag certain topics on for too long, so let's just get right into it. Alright, I'm going to start off by telling you guys what I feel like Infinity Ward did right with the game. Now, once again, this is all opinion based, so if you guys disagree with me, just let me know in the comment section down below. Alright, so the first thing on my list is gun customization. Because Infinity Ward added so many different attachments in the game, you could really change your gun for a bunch of different scenarios. A good example of that is having an AR and turning that into an SMG if you wanted to run like a sniper or an AR combination in Warzone but still have a little bit of range. Or you could even turn your SMG into an AR like the AUG with the longer barrel. There's just so many ways to customize your gun to accommodate for different scenarios, whether that's in Warzone or in multiplayer on a certain map. Another thing Infinity Ward did right, which in my opinion might be the biggest thing and the best thing they could have done, was adding in crossplay. Me personally, I play on PC and most of my friends all play on console, so the fact that I could play with them on this game is such a huge factor, and overall it's just a great step forward in the gaming community. It kind of sets the tone for any future Call of Duty that's going to be released to have that as an option in the game. It also opened up a lot of opportunities for people playing in tournaments and things like that. Another great but minuscule thing that was added to this game was death chat.
Hit the one plate I got. Let's go.
Oh, GG. GG.
That's 2 pegs for us.
But he just dropped.
Homo.
It was a small addition, but it made the game that much better for me. To hear somebody rage after I absolutely shit on them, or just to hear a really funny reaction. Overall, death chat just could do no wrong. One major factor to this game was the fact that they added so many different things and didn't end up killing the game because of it. Usually when game developers start adding new things to the game, it ends up killing it, because humans just naturally don't like change, and when you start doing too much to the game, overall it just ruins it for everyone. In my personal opinion, that's kind of what Fortnite did to the game, which is why I personally don't play it anymore. But Call of Duty did it in a way where they didn't actually change too much, where it was just game breaking. They did a bunch of playlist updates where they added in new modes to both Warzone and multiplayer, like the buyback duos, buyback trios, zombie royale, where they added in as just a limited time game mode, where it doesn't change the game too much, but it gives you that option to try it out. But overall, they kept Warzone constant and left the map the way it was and didn't do too many changes to it either. Something to add to that is the fact that all these changes and all these maps that were added and weapons that were added were all free. Personally, I stopped playing Call of Duty after Modern Warfare 3, so I'm not too sure, but in my personal experience, every Call of Duty that I've ever played, you had to pay for new map pack and pay for any new weapons that they dropped. So the fact that they did that all for free was great. That was pretty much all I had for the good things Infinity Ward did with the game, so now we're just going to jump into the cons. Now, I do have a lot of cons, and I'm going to try to go over them as fast as possible, and just because I have a lot of cons doesn't mean that I have an overall bad taste of the game. I just feel like they had a lot to improve on. So the first bad thing on my list that I think everyone can agree with me on is the fact that there were so many cheaters and no anti-cheat. I remember I would stream this game every single night, and every single night I would run into at least 2 to 3 hackers.
I'm off it. I'm going to the buy station. I downed one, but I couldn't get the sweat.
Yo, he...
Wow.
Wait a second.
Randy's on me. Randy's on me.
Wait a second. No.
He on yourself? No way. No way.
Oh.
Yeah, we're fucked. Just give up.
Oh, that kid is hacking. He's hacking. The fact that this company makes so much money and didn't integrate an anti-cheat is beyond me, and it just ruined the game overall in so many different aspects. The fact that there was no anti-cheat made it that much easier to cheat in this game, which is why I feel like we ran into so many different hackers, and sometimes it wasn't even that obvious. They would have so many different types of hacks that you don't even know what the hell you're running into. Sometimes it'd be wall hacks, sometimes it would be blatant aimbot. I just don't understand how a company that makes so much money couldn't integrate anti-cheat. I've played games like Fortnite and Valorant for hours and hours on end, and I've never ran into a hacker. Now don't get me wrong, it is possible to run into a hacker in one of those games with anti-cheat, but it's just that much harder to do it. When you don't have anything to prevent it, it's just so much easier to do it, which is why Call of Duty had such a big problem with it. Also, the banning system didn't really help this problem either, because somebody could get reported 5 games in a row 35 times and they still wouldn't get banned. I mean, if you look at the top leaderboards, there's a bunch of hackers at the top of the leaderboards in kills in Warzone. How do you let a hacker get to the top of your kill leaderboards? Such a big problem that I don't understand why they didn't work harder to fix. Another humongous problem in this game was the game-breaking bugs and glitches that took days to weeks to fix. There were so many of them, but let me just refresh your memory on a couple. The stim glitch where kids hide in the storm and get free wins because of a glitch they couldn't fix. People hiding under loadouts where you can't see them. The FAMAS shotgun.
You see him? Oh yeah, he's underneath the plane.
The whole lobby getting disconnected when someone grabbed the bounty after like the fourth circle or so.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Downed him.
Good shit.
These boys left.
No, man, what the I just don't understand why they would take so long to fix these kinds of things because they were so bad. Another big issue I personally had, and I've heard other people have, was a lot of stabilization issues. Examples of that could be like constant frame drops after alt-tabbing, or just in general the game crashing for both console and PC players. Now over time, the game did get a little bit better with stabilization issues, but I still have them today. Just yesterday I was playing the game, and in multiplayer, I would go from 150 frames to 30 frames in the matter of 2 seconds every single time I would get into a gunfight. It's just simple issues that the game shouldn't be having is having. Another big problem this game had was horrible metas. I don't think I've ever played a Call of Duty where following the meta was so important. I mean, just think of Growl Zone, Bruin Zone.
It's two at least. One's in the loadout.
Down one. Down another one.
Origin Zone.
Trey, he just got stunned. They're really bad at that. I'll trade the origin.
Oh, I'm dead. GG. Yeah.
Jay.
Now they're rushing.
He has an origin first. Says
Eric
an
is so
origin.
bold. This kid is.
Enemy spotted.
Oh,
I'm taking fire!
Behind us. That's it.
R9/Jack Zone.
I don't have a gun. There's a kid on me. Kid on me.
Gotcha. You're good.
Kid on me. I got my R9. Down. Dead.
Building, right?
In the building. Ooh, he's running at me. I hope he does. Hey.
Behind me. Wait, how's he up here?
Fire!
There's two.
There's 3. I'll take out this whole squad.
Don't try that. Do prank,
Yo.
you'll be okay.
That gun is so broken.
What?
It's just horrible. If you're not using any of those weapons during those times, you're bound to get pooped on. And especially now that shotguns are so OP in the game, having Dragon's Breath, this game really made it a thing to promote camping with all these doors and infinite hiding spots, especially in buildings, where if you run in there with an SMG and they have a fire shotgun, you're basically screwed. Another big problem in this game was the perk selection. I feel like a lot of the perks in this game were pretty much useless. On every single one of my classes, I have the same exact 3 perks. The only time I change it is when I have overkill on. I don't know about you guys, but in other Call of Duties, I would always have different perks on different classes. The game also basically took up a whole entire hard drive on its own. Recently I had an issue where I couldn't play the game, so I had to uninstall and reinstall the game. I don't remember exactly how big the file was, but it was around 200 to 300 gigabytes. Never in my life have I ever downloaded a game that was more than 100 gigs. Another problem that I don't feel like is talked about enough is the horrible maps that they put into multiplayer. I feel like this is the Call of Duty with the most multiplayer maps, and they're all garbage. Basically, me getting Damascus was dependent on them putting Shipment and Shoot House as their own playlist. If I didn't have those 2 maps in playlist, I would have never gotten Damascus or even thought about getting them. Like, every single map in this game is horrible, except for 3 to 4 maps that I can think of off the top of my head. Once again though, these are all my opinions and I'd like to know what you guys think of them. I really want to know if you guys agree or disagree with what I'm saying, but I feel like these are really prevalent problems in this game that everyone can agree on. Now that's pretty much all I could think of for pros and cons to the game, so I'm curious to know what you guys think or if you guys can add anything to either list. So if you guys can think of anything, just put it down in the comment section below and I'll be sure to read it and respond to you. And overall, I think I'd give this game about a 6.895764. Now don't get me wrong, I played the game a lot, but a lot of the reason for that was because of cross-platform play. The fact that I'm on PC and most of my friends are on console and I could play with them was a really big factor for me. Warzone was also fun for a little bit until I started running into so many hackers. In my honest opinion, I feel like this could have been the greatest Call of Duty ever made, but they just ruined it themselves. Not having an anti-cheat was such a simple thing that they could have fixed. Even if they didn't have an anti-cheat or couldn't possibly attain one, they could have improved the banning system. Also, just making the game so dependent on metas was such a big problem in the game as well. It made it so frustrating that if I used a different gun that I'd be penalized for it because everyone else is using the same exact guns. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not the best Call of Duty player and I'm not the worst, but this is coming to you from your average Call of Duty player. Now those are all my thoughts for the video and I'd like to know what you guys think again. If you guys liked the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, you know all that normal shit, and I'll catch you guys next time with the next video.